and welcome to the latest edition of 7 Questions With. Our subject today is Michael Lange, the head football coach at Red Bank Catholic. Of course, 7 Questions With, as always, brought to you by Jersey Mike's Be a Sub Above. And while most football teams in the Shore Conference will kick off their season later this week, there were 2 that took the field over the weekend. Keensburg opened up with a win, and Red Bank Catholic headed down to Ocean City for the Battle of the Beach showcase and opened up with an impressive 34-0 win over Timber Creek. So, Coach, always good to get that first win under your belt.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's been a long time since we played a real game. We were shut down after the Donovan game last year, so it was just good to play overall. It was a good experience for the kids to get back on the field.
Little bit of a gamble maybe in opening up so early. I know you got a little extra practice time, but were you a bit apprehensive about taking the field so early in August, actually?
Really, I'll be honest with you, we kind of liked it just because of the fact I feel like, with kids these days, and quite honestly, coaches, you get a little itchy by, the end of training camp. It's hot, you're trying to figure out how to manage it correctly to make sure the kids are safe. It's like, you just want to say, maybe we should just play. So it worked out good. I mean, we have a bye this week for Labor Day weekend, and I think I think it's a nice pocket to have a little break here.
On the surface, it was a total dominating victory. You ran for about 300 yards. Your new but not so new quarterback, Alex Brown, a transfer from Modern Day Prep, threw for 171 yards and a touchdown, ran for another. And maybe more impressive was your defense, which just completely throttled Timber Creek, including their Illinois-bound quarterback, Donovan Leary, who completed passes for just 60 yards in the first half, did not play in the second half. So on the surface, to me, who's someone who follows my buddy Bob Batters and talked to him, it looks like a totally dominating victory. But I guarantee you, as a coach, you found things you want to improve on.
No, absolutely. I mean, look, we're obviously happy with the result, and I get both sides of the ball, but there's things, and we're going to talk to a team today about collectively that we have to fix. I mean, we're looking to take it to the next level here. We had a bunch of penalties, which we got to clean up as we get into these bigger games. Special teams was not our greatest thing on Saturday either. We got to clean those up, but obviously, don't get me wrong. I would take the W and some of the things we did moving forward, but a lot of positives to build on. But yeah, to your point, you're always looking for something to kind of correct, and I think we got some things on tape that we can look at today.
Last season was your first at RBC. Team went 4-2. You were in what we'll call the championship pot of the unofficial Shore Conference tournament. Every coach had a challenge because of the pandemic last year. Was it even tougher for you and the other first-year head coaches?
For me personally, I've been at Red Bank Catholic before I was the head coach. I kind of knew the lay of the land as far as, what to expect as far as what we do in the school, where we practice at, all that stuff. So I think I kind of had a little bit of a head start as opposed to not being there before. But yeah, I think we were all in it together as far as all the challenges between, protocols, practicing without footballs, all that stuff. So I think, I think collectively we're all, feeling pain as far as how to get through the days last year.
Alex Brown, who I mentioned, a Bucknell commit, is one of 4 players, I believe, who transferred in after Modern Day Prep announced they were not going to field a varsity team this year. Was it a challenge for them to mesh with their new teammates?
I've been asked that before. I'll be honest with you. There's been no issue here. I mean, they're, in my eyes, they're RBC kids now. I think it's a little different than, years ago where kids were, they didn't know each other, or we played against each other. Maybe they didn't like each other, but I think in the world of social media, a lot of these kids are friends. It's not it's really weird. I mean, I don't know, but it's a weird in a good way, because I think, right away that, there's a lot of camaraderie between them. I think they all like each other. They all, they have a good group of that hang out with each other. So I don't really see it. And again, they're good kids. They buy into, our big ask is buy into what we do. So far so good. They've been a pleasure to deal with.
The nature of sometimes the media, but certainly fans, is always to talk about the skill players, the Browns of the world, Sabino Portel. You have tons of them. But I look at your team, maybe the strongest part of your club is your offensive line. They're big, they're strong, 4 starters back, and a tight end in Alex Bauman, who adds to that offensive line. Do you think that might be as strong as any part of your team?
Um, I don't know. I mean, it's obviously a strength. I look at it as it's the one, for me, I think it's the most improved, between Vince Carpenter, at left tackle, Lorenzo Bertella back at right guard, Mike Keneally back at center. And obviously you plug in, Ashton Mejias at left guard, and, Tyler Burnham is, a young pup at, 6'6", 300 pounds at right tackle. Whole thing we've been preaching all summer is to be physical. And, from the looks of what we did on the film, and we've done it the whole preseason, the scrimmages, really, really happy with where we're going in that. But, they got, obviously we got some things we got to fix there too. But yeah, to your point, I think it could be a strong point that we would lean on as we go here, but definitely happy with the improvements that we've done from last year.
The Caseys are in the Constitution Division this year, along with the likes of Manasquan, Ocean, Raritan, and Red Bank Regional. However, before you begin divisional play, you alluded to the fact that you have a bye this weekend when most Shore Conference teams will kick off their season. Your next game, Friday, September 10th, when you host Wall in a matchup of what we at the Shore Sports Network and most publications have as the top 2 teams in the Shore. How much do you think your team is looking forward to this kind of matchup?
Look, I think it's the one you circle up on the schedule. I mean, it's like you said. I mean, it's top teams in the area. I think it's I look at it as it's like it's for both teams. It's like this is what you sign up for in football, to get involved in games like this. I mean, from what, you think of last year where you could only probably have a couple hundred people at the game. Well, what's that scene going to be like? I mean, and the whole environment should just be exciting for everyone involved. But yeah, I mean, our kids are looking forward to it. I think it's a great opportunity there. Hey, look, they're a great team. They're a team to beat in the Shore, as far as I'm concerned. They've, accomplished much the last couple of years. They got a good program. But we got to work to get there, and we'll see where it goes.
Coach, I got one more for you, and that is you have been at RBC for a while, so there's expectations every year. There's high expectations. Considering the fact that you've got a lot of players back and a nice infusion of talent, if you stay healthy, how good do you think this team can be?
I'll be honest with you, like, we really haven't thought that way. I mean, it's more of our message to the kids overall this summer has just been avoiding the noise of things. I mean, it's like, and we've said, hey, it's going to come eventually with, preseason stuff and interviews and social media and stuff. And, right now, it's, I hate to hit, it's the old cliche, one game at a time. And obviously, look, our focus right now is Wall. Do I think we have an opportunity to be special? Yes, but we have a lot of work ahead of us. We got, obviously you always got to stay healthy with a stretch run like this, but I like where we're going. Our approach at practice has been phenomenal this year. Our kids are working hard, even in those days where, it wasn't easy during the day. You had those 100-degree days trying to get through practice and manage through it. But, overall, from our senior group and really the veteran kids that were back, because we have a lot of them back, even the underclassmen, I think, our approach has been real good. But to answer your question, do I think? Yeah, I think we have an opportunity. But our thing is just avoid the noise of the things outside of it, just control what we can do on the field. And I think we're doing a nice job on that.
And I always finish up. I'm going to always finish up with this one, since we are sponsored by Jersey Mike's. If Mike Lange can build his perfect sub, what's on it, Coach?
Whoa, that's an aggressive question.
Yes, it is.
I'm an Italian sub guy with everything on it, so that's how I roll.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time. Good luck rest of the season. Great opening win. And it's always nice to see RBC where they belong among the Shore's elite. And I certainly think you're poised for that this year. But have a great year. We'll certainly talk down the road.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Kevin. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
You got it. That's Mike Lange, the head football coach at Red Bank Catholic. Of course, 7 questions. Well, it was actually 8 questions. Brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. More coming your way shortly. And keep it, of course, always by following the Shore Sports Network.